guys? So welcome in. Gonna do another daily recap, weekly recap here since today is now Friday. Very long week, even though we had a holiday. Quad witching is now behind us. Which, by the way, Mondays are very good historically after the quad witching day. Now that all of the new futures contracts take over. So with that said, let's get right into the charts. So today, the biggest thing I see on NQ, we did not inverse the daily FEG down. If we inverse this down, I was 100% confident next week we make a move down to as I drew that wrong. To we make a move down to these relative daily equal lows sitting down here at that around that 70762 level, 19762. Like I said, just because we didn't inverse this doesn't mean we don't. Because look now, we're not going to have a daily FEG, so we will look for price to potentially draw up into there on Monday, and then we'll see what price does there. If we inverse it, we know we're going back to all-time highs. If we go back below, probably close below this daily low, then we're going to be looking for what? We're going to be looking for price to come back down, hit 50%, and hit this daily FEG. Like if we go back and look at the daily chart, you see we always get some form of 50% retracement. This is probably the wrong chart to show you guys because NQU is a brand new thing. Could look at NQ1, but I'll save you guys the time. It's Friday, so everyone wants to get to the weekend. But I'm still think we can make a move down for that daily thing. We just need a little more conviction, and the conviction did not come in the form of a daily inverse today. So we'll see what happens on Monday. So with that said, since it is the end of the week, let's check out the weekly candle here on NQ. Weekly candle. People are going to say it's ugly, right? Just because it's a gravestone, it's a shooting star, or whatever you want to call it. I see a weekly fair value gap. So I should have kept that daily on there and seen. So it should be. So if we keep this daily drawn here, from here to here, let's look where that lines up with the weekly FEG. Comes down into about the first quadrant of it. Quadrant being about 25% of that daily FEG, or let's see where 50% lines up. Oh, guys, I might go down a rabbit hole here. So, all right, let's see if you guys can keep track here. So, look at this. Okay, it's not quite CE of the daily, but what I'm getting at is this gray box. The bigger one is the weekly FEG. 50% down on the daily takes us down to 978 into the daily FEG, into the weekly FEG. But look where 50% is. So 50% down of this entire move is almost the exact middle or the CE of that daily FEG. So we know CEs of FEGs are very important. So just something I was looking at. That's sitting right at 653 or so. So if we keep displacing through here, this could be a possible level we bounce if we start to really get bearish. Like I said, it's all going to depend what happens. Do we draw up into this FEG and inverse it and then go higher, or do we just continue lower? So that's kind of what I'm looking for next week. What happened today? Today I don't even really want to go over today, to be honest. It's just a look at look at the 15-minute chart. Like if you try to trade this, you probably got wrecked. And then unless you're in like dated options or something, but like especially in the futures world where we depend on precise entries, like this is just a choppy disaster. So really nothing there. Let's check out the 4 hour. Higher time frame has that sell model look to it, right? Like swept the highs, displacement down. We really haven't closed below like a 4 hour low that sent us to a new high yet. So I don't see a clear like break of structure. Some might say I just see this as a random wick. So I guess it depends what you consider a break of structure. I would not consider that a break of structure. But if we do get bullish somehow, you see we did dig up into this 4 hour today. We dug up into here with the about during London today. Actually, we dug up into that 4 hour and rejected, and then you see today this is a 4 hour order block that we tapped into, and you see how price respected it once and twice. So I need to see disrespect of this, but if we do wake up Monday and we're starting to get bullish, I'm looking for this. I see 50% back up, 2142. And then if we have displacement through there, I'm looking for this 4-hour BPR sitting up here around that 2270 level. So I'll be looking for that. Um, this can absolutely be a possibility for next week. So these are those daily lows down here. This is where the daily FVG sits, right? So you got to think like the algorithm sometimes, right? Right? Like, what would you do to make the most money and to stop the most people out? If you're gonna send it short, you're not gonna go straight down. I'm gonna send it back up 50%, take a low, back up 50%, take a low, 50% down. So potentially something like that, and then look, you complete a market maker buy sell model. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good curve. Um, but that's just kind of what I'm looking for, guys. I don't like, as long as we're still like respecting this 4-hour and whatnot. It's hard to get fully bullish on the market. Especially with what's going to be the daily FVG above us now. Let's mark out this daily FVG and see where it sits on the 4-hour chart. So basically, yeah, it starts right there at the high today. So just remember, we haven't tapped into it yet. So we might have a sweep of today's high, which we know where liquidity sits, right? So we might sweep today's high and then get that move back down on Monday to Tuesday. Who knows? So we'll just, like I said, we just go by what the candles give us that day. The big thing to look at, though, just from a basic ICT standpoint today, this is why it's I can't even click on a box today. Yesterday's low, right? Yesterday's lows were sitting here. Look what happens when we sweep daily lows. This is why it's so important, guys. Even the ones that don't trade ICT, because not everyone trades ICT, of course, you still should be aware of when we sweep a daily low or a weekly low or a daily high or a weekly high. Those higher time frame candles, when those get swept, that's where reversals happen. And you see what happened today. Like, people see this and they're like, "Oh, breakout trade, breakout trade. I'm gonna short this all the way down. It's breaking out. It broke this level." No, look what happens. Right back up. At least in we got a nice 50%. Here and all over today in this chop. So with that, guys, I will take a quick peek at ES. See what ES is showing us. ES is much stronger, right? ES and YM today were very, very strong compared to NQ. You see ES still, like, remember how NQ is like very down? I have to get rid of these drawings. It's driving me nuts. All right. Remember how NQ's kind of low in this daily fair value gap, right? Look at ES, still way up here. It's not even close to. Actually, it bounced perfectly off this last daily high. It's not an order block, but it's just something I just see. So I just thought I would mark it out. But what I do see with ES, though, is this is now a daily order block, right? This candle closes below. This is now a daily order block. The wick up into it today doesn't mean much. So maybe when NQ gets a move up going into next week, then we're going back down. Still, just because I'm coming in a little more bearish next week does not mean it's smart to be shorting this market still. We're still at all-time highs. This market, even when like we're throughout today, like we're like, oh, the market's going down, and then it just has no speed going down. When it has no speed going down, you're usually either on the wrong side of the market, you're at all-time highs, or you shouldn't be shorting in the first place. So you need strong confirmation, especially up here at these highs, to be sure that shorts are going to work. But as far as ES, yeah, watching that daily as well, and watching that daily order block now. So, but remember, ES already rebalanced this daily down here that NQ did. So it's still an SMT down there. Other than that, guys, and then 50%. I showed you guys this yesterday, but 54.90, about 54.90 or so is your 50% mark on ES. But remember, if we hit it, if one hits it and the other doesn't, I still consider that an SMT, and then markets can then reverse from there. But that's my outlook going into next week. ES also has a daily, daily, also has a weekly FVG as well. sitting down here. Could even come down all here down to here. And then you see weekly order blocks here as well that never got rebalanced because this candle closed above, and the markets were so crazy that they didn't even come back down and retest the order block. So it could come all the way down there as well. So with that, I hope you guys have a fantastic, safe weekend, and we'll catch you guys on Monday.